Peace. You are tuned into Edible Activists with your host and favorite edible activist, Melissa L. Jones. On this show, we honor Black people and their stories in food and agriculture, celebrating legacy, traditions, contributions, and creativity that all stem from the land. So tune in and let's get started. Peace. This is your host and favorite edible activist, Melissa L. Jones. On today's show, I am sitting down with the incomparable Shy Walker, the creative force, culinary curator, and one half of the duo Fried Chicken and Caviar, a pop-up that's flipping the script on what luxury and soul look like on a plate. With deep roots in culture and community, Shy brings intention, innovation, and ancestral flavor to everything she touches. Her work isn't just about feeding people, it's about storytelling, joy, and reclaiming space at the table. Shy, welcome to the show.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I do all of that.
You do all of that and more.
Well, you made me feel so good. Talk about uplifting a Black woman today.
I'm here for it. I will be your biggest cheerleader.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So Shy is in DC. She landed down from Detroit here for an amazing conference. And I'm just so happy to have you in this space. So you got to say the infamous Detroit,
What up, though? What up, though?
All my Detroiters have to hit the show with that. We will not start a show without that. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Listen, you have to what up, Joe, check people. You know what I'm saying? You have to, and you see it, you know what it is. It's multiple meanings, you know what I'm saying? And we know what it is. What up, though?
Thank you. My love for Detroit runs really deep. I don't think that's a secret to anybody on this show because I talk about Detroit so much, one of my favorite cities. But I'm so glad to have you here in DC and to spend some time with me. It's interesting because we've been connected on social for quite some time, and this is our first time meeting one another. But it's so great because it's like we've known each other.
Yeah,
you supported me. It's like, hey girl, how you doing? I gave her the biggest hug when I saw her. It was so embracing, and Shy, you just have such warm energy, and I just thank you for being here. So you got a lot going on.
I do.
I've been salivating over you and your partner's page for quite some time with just all the delicious meals and just like everything that you guys embrace with food and community and the ingredients. And so want to spend some time just digging into Fried Chicken and Caviar and this wonderful, wonderful pop-up that you guys have curated and amongst other things that you're a part of. But first, even for me, because I'm selfish, I want to know all the things about people because I love people. I want to learn a little bit more about you and also for our audience. But we're going to start off with, I'm going to start off with having you answer, like, what was the inspiration behind the name Fried Chicken and Caviar?
Okay.
Are y'all ready?
Are y'all ready? It's a long story. Get comfortable. So Nick and our story started a very long time ago. I'll say as far as we went to the same preschool, but we didn't know each other. Then we went to the same high school and we didn't know each other, but we knew a lot of the same people. And I always tell this, Instagram changed my life. And it honestly did this. It really and truly has. So I guess we had started following each other quite some time, maybe 10, 12 years ago. And then one day she slid in my DMs and she was like, do you cook food? And I was like, yeah, I cook food. And at the time she didn't live in Detroit. She was living in Vegas. And she was like, okay, so next time I come home, like, let's hang out. I'm like, all right, cool. So, see, I make a lot of friends on the internet, Melissa. I make a lot of friends. So she came home. We went to this pop-up that I told her about. It was really cool. And we just connected, and we've been together ever since. And so she decided to come back home and we wanted to do something together. We wanted to do an event together. We couldn't quite figure out what to do. And she was still kind of going back and forth between Detroit and Vegas. And so we were trying to think of a name for the pop-up. And if anybody ever looks at our DMs or looks at our text messages, you will see lots of food, lots of menus, lots of pictures of food, all of the things. And so she was out to dinner and she sent me a picture of the menu and she was like, what should I order? And I was looking at it and I was like, fried chicken and caviar. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's the name. That's it. And she was like, you think so? I said, yeah. I said, listen, that's the name. So we were fried chicken and caviar before Rihanna made it a thing. I just need y'all to to know that. And I love you, Riri, and all of that. But that was us back in 2018. And so we wanted to do the pop-up or the dinner, and I was like, I don't want to cook fried chicken or caviar.
Neither. It is the name only.
It is the name only because the thought behind it, and this is a question that I get often, right? Like the thought behind it the intention behind it is bringing comfort and luxury together, right? And introducing dishes or ingredients that might otherwise be like a little, like people that might be more apprehensive about trying or tasting. And so if I give you caviar with this fried chicken, you would be curious and maybe want to try it, and then that'll lead you to want to try other things, right? And then it's also, we are two Black girls that absolutely did not grow up eating caviar. However, we don't feel like other little Black girls should not.
Hello.
Right? So food can also, it brings people together, but it can also be a great divide, right? With socioeconomic systems, things as they are. And so it gives us the opportunity to bring things to people that might not ordinarily be able to quote unquote afford it or have access to it in general. You know what I'm saying? So we do a monthly glizzy party. So it's like all hot dogs. And we do different kinds of hot dogs, and like the signature hot dog, the hot dog is like caviar service on a hot dog. And it goes over really well. And I love when people have their first caviar experiences with us. That always just like tickles my little heart. I love like giving them a little caviar bump and like, do you like it? And everybody doesn't like it. It is an acquired taste. But just to be like there's this thing in front of you. You might think that I can't afford that, or that's bougie, or that's for rich people. No, it's for you. You go to work every day. You deserve to treat yourself. You deserve to have good things. So here's this, and let's see where we go from there.
I've never had caviar before.
You never had?
Never. And you know what's so interesting? I am what a lot of folks and my friends know me. I apparently have a bougie palate. And I do. Let me just be I like good food. And let's just say that. I like good food. I like fresh ingredients. And don't get me wrong, I'm always down for a comfort meal. I'm always down for a mom and pop spot around the way. Give me the greasiest, whatever, because there are moments for that, right, too, which is still good. But I'm not like a fancy eat. Like, of course, when I hear caviar, I think like fancy. I've never had it, but I'm also like, they're fish eggs, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to eat fish eggs.
It's a textural thing. It is. It is. Because some people are like, oh, girl. I get it. I wish I had known that you had. I would have brought you some.
I would have tried it off of the strength that you had bought it, but I've never had it.
It's delicious. And having the name Fried Chicken and Caviar, and this is a very first world problem. I eat so much caviar. Like, people send us caviar.
That is hilarious.
One time, because I think it was late at night that I was filling out maybe not an application, but signing up for a newsletter or something like that. And I didn't put in our whole email address. I think I just put in info@caviar.com. And so I woke up the next morning and whomever that email actually belonged to sent it back. It was like, oh, I think this belongs to you. And like, but by the way, we are a caviar company and we would love for you to try our product.
That is funny. Yeah, things like that. Oh my goodness. Happen. Thank you for sharing that. That's an incredible story. For for you, what does it mean? Well, what does it mean to you to create? And you kind of, touched on this, but I want to dive into this a little bit more. What does it mean to you to create, I can pronounce y'all, luxurious, elevated food experiences that still feel deeply rooted in soul and culture?
Um, it's all, you know what? I think it's something that I think for like both Nick and I that it comes very natural. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, here's a black eyed pea. We love black eyed peas. I very much love black
I
eyed peas.
love me a black eyed pea, Shy.
And so it's like, okay, so what can we do to like just zhuzh it up a little bit and make it look a little bit different? And you know what? Um, and not intimidating, but still delicious at the same time. So we do like a black eyed pea and collard green dumpling, right? And we do it with a heirloom tomato chutney. So it's still, black eyed peas and collard greens is still delicious. And then you have a tomato chutney and it's like it's just like it's just presented to you in a different kind of way. But it's still elements that are all very familiar. And I think that's like also the main thing. Is like I want to give you something that's very familiar. It's still gonna taste like home. Our version of home, but it's still gonna hit you in the same spot in the same way.
I love. Ooh, that sounds good. I want to try a You said black eyed pea and collard green
Dumplings.
dumpling.
Yeah.
That sounds so divine.
It's good. It's good. It's one of the first things that we like did together. One of the first dishes that like it's a cute little appetizer or what have you. It's one of the first things that we did.
And if I'm not mistaken, and this is coming from someone I used to eat chicken, beef, pork. I used to eat all of it, chitlins, you name it. Famous Mississippi, everything. Okay,
Chitterlings.
To the chitlins, honey, and the red bucket. Okay,
Nick wanted fried chitlins so bad.
A fried
She
chitlin?
wants the fried chitlins so bad, and I'm just like, girl, you're gonna have to clean them,
and
you're gonna have to do it because I'm gonna bow out on that one. I'm gonna bow out.
I don't want any parts.
I don't want no part. And I'm all for like whole animal and all of that, but I ain't cleaning no chitlins.
Aren't we known for fixing up the scraps?
Absolutely, we will turn what they call peasants' food into an absolute delicacy. Absolutely, y'all can have that one. That one you can have. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We ain't got to do that. We do not have to do that one.
Oh my. What I was getting at is that if I'm not mistaken, do you all also incorporate like plant-based? Well, you mentioned the black eyed peas
absolutely.
and the
And that is a vegan dish.
So
that is a vegan
awesome.
dish.
Because when
Sometimes
you hear fried chicken and caviar, you're thinking like just fried chicken. And if that's the case, that's totally fine. You all should have. It's your menu. You create it to how you
No. We recognize that, our audience is diverse in palate, right? So, and people do, in fact, have, they have a choice of what they want to eat, but we do oftentimes make some sort of modification to a dish so that we can reach everybody. We do a collard green fried rice that is completely vegan. And that was a sleeper. We didn't know that was going to work the way it did. We kind of tried it out, and then we were doing a brunch residency, and like we were kicking out so much of that. I was like, oh wow, like this is a thing. This they really like
collard greens and fried rice. A dual black staple collard greens and fried rice.
Listen, let me tell you something. I know my way around the collard greens. Okay, we can do a salad. We can do a fried rice. We'll do a wrap. I know my way around the collard greens.
Yo, that sounds so good.
It's good. It's good.
Okay, Shy, all the things that you're naming. When I get to Detroit, I got expectations, okay? I want a plate of everything that you named and a little side of caviar. I'm going to try it.
Okay, yay. We've even found a vegan caviar company. So,
what?
Yeah, we found a vegan caviar company.
Man, you talk about companies that are just innovative and again, I'm also of the notion that everything needs to be vegan. So, but I appreciate you wanting to access, wanting accessibility for folks who don't eat meat or caviar, seafood, what have you. But
having a diversified diet is probably one of the best ways to eat, right?
This is true.
It's the best way, I think. I can't go in extreme one way or the other, and I do the best to have like a Mine is my gut. To have a balanced approach to eating.
Yeah,
But I
for
think
sure.
being plant based is a good route. So, and oftentimes like we do have vegan friends, and like we get tired everywhere we go. We just got to eat a salad. And so, like,
That's
so,
real.
and let me, in all honest and sincerity, Nick is the one that pushes that. She pushes like let's make sure that we have something for the vegans. You know that they're gonna come and they're gonna ask for it. And I'm like, fair, but like also, it's fried chicken and caviar.
So by the end of the day, fried chicken and caviar. Absolutely. Absolutely. I used to be, when I was vegan at one point, and this was years ago, and I'm not vegan anymore. I used to be one of those who would come to a restaurant and be like, why is there anything vegan on the menu? Everybody, a lot of people transitioning to plant-based, vegan, what have you. And I just felt like I just walked into restaurants with this expectation that there should be something on the menu for me. And, it is, wow. I don't know that I still hold that same truth, but it also depends on the restaurant. But because, you all are culinary professionals and it is an art, I feel like you all should have that agency to create a menu that aligns with what you want and what you value, and it's also just like being creative. Like, this is your menu, and it might not be fit for a pescatarian or a vegan, so, and I think that's fine. I didn't used to always hold that view,
No,
though.
no, and yes, right? Yes, and so
Yeah.
yes, and what Nick and I, what we like to is this is a you can sit with us type of party.
I like that.
Right?
I like
you
that.
can sit with us. We welcome all. We embrace everyone. We want everyone to come to the party, and it's not even a situation where it's like we want all the money. It's like, no, we want all the friends.
Yes. Yeah.
We want all the family. We want
and
all the community.
don't get it twisted. I will sit next to somebody and be drooling, looking at their fried chicken, steak, and I don't eat it. Used to. I mean, goodness.
I mean, it's
So
delicious.
don't tip me, Shy. Don't tip me.
I had a steak last night. It was fantastic.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Now, Shy, you are a culinary director at an small urban farm.
At an urban farm, it's Crane Street Garden. We are at 8701. I remember it because it's Usher's album. 87. Real talk.
I love these artist drops that we've been doing. Rihanna, Usher, I'm here for it.
Call us. I was Riri for real. Usher also for real. But but it's 8701 Crane Street in Detroit. It is a chef-driven garden, so it's unique in that space. So like we grow for chefs to be able to do services in the community for free, and we don't even really like charge the chefs a whole lot. Usually, a lot of them will come and like volunteer at the garden, and we'll give them things to take with them and stuff like that. We do that for all of our volunteers anyway. So it's really great. We've partnered with a couple nonprofits in the area. We've partnered with the Detroit Food Academy, which they work with the youth and those who are considering culinary as a career. And we've had the kids on the garden and they love it, and that's always so fun to see the kids there. It's really gratifying. So this is me. So my background is in community development, and food is something very new for me. So with me now working at the garden, it has like made my life come full circle. Nick and I, we were doing a dinner in New York with Rethink Food back in December. And I was talking to the guests, and like my words came to me for the first time and was like, food is my passion, but community is my purpose. And so I think that applies to both Fried Chicken and Caviar. It applies to my business, which is Wildflower Hospitality. And then it also applies to my work that I do at the garden.
That's incredible. So a chef-driven small urban farm, so you grow for chefs. That is, I mean, I've never heard that. That is so wild. Do you feel like has this model, and I'm sure it has. Again, folks think that I know all things to them in the space. I do not. Are there other models in different cities that you know of, or is this like the first model?
Not that I know of. Doesn't mean that it is.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Not that I know of, but like I met the ED and the president, and they were like explaining to me what their goals were with the garden, and I thought, I was like, this is really, really cool. but they haven't mentioned, you know what I'm saying, if it was another garden or whatever that they had heard of it, or got the idea
Yeah.
from. But I thought that was really, really cool. And so it's like me scouting my friends, like, what do y'all need? What, you know what I mean? What
That
do we
is
need?
so. I wonder. Do you feel like it's been a model that could be duplicative or duplicated like across
Absolutely.
Detroit and like beyond?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to see more. Of that.
I would love to see more of that also. Like, even if it's like an urban garden, they just take out, there's a small space, right? Like, they just give us like a 9x9 lot, and you grow specifically for chefs, because I mean, and also it, depending on like what you can grow in that land, what works there. I mean, because that's what we do. But I think that I would love to see more of that.
That is so dope. So is it more? Is it more like small, um, like what? I guess who are the chefs? Is it more kind of like pop ups or is like restaurants?
Yeah, so it's more like
or-
the chefs, you know, the private chefs like myself,
Okay.
and like Nick and I are other pop up chefs. So like very much community.
That's so awesome.
We don't have enough land necessarily to grow for restaurants like that, or bigger markets or
Fair.
something like that. So it's not a whole. It's a lot of space. It's a lot of space. But so yeah, it's just it's more like the private chefs and stuff like that.
That is so neat. I want to visit when I go.
Yes.
We got field trips. You got some field trips to take.
Listen, come on. Listen, I love nothing more than showing off my city. I love nothing more than showing off my city. And I think that also like with Fried Chicken and Caviar, right? So there's so much negativity about Detroit.
It is.
It's so much negativity about Detroit. And people are always saying this and saying that. And so my first question is, have you ever visited? Oh, well, I've been to the airport. Oh, you've been to the airport?
The airport not even in Detroit.
The airport is.
Let's start with that. Let's start with that.
You like 40 minutes out, bro.
Literally 40 minutes out.
Literally 40 minutes out. So you've been to the airport, but you've never been in the community. You've never listen, go downtown even. But every time I have a friend that visits and I show them my Detroit, the next thing I know, they're on Zillow. Like, maybe I could buy a house. You know.
The first time I went to Detroit, I was like, oh, how can I just, just be a part of a community for just quite some time? Like, how can I do this?
It's
and I've been on
amazing
the defense. Like, whenever someone like, as if I'm from Detroit, when I tell people I'm like, Detroit is like one of my favorite cities. Why you like Detroit? You don't understand how many like about arguments like I was about to get into about Detroit. Like, whoa, why are you so defensive? You've never been.
You've never experienced it. And when people experience it, like, I'm so excited. My friend KJ Kearney, Black Food Fridays, he's coming next week. He's coming next. Yeah, he's coming next week. He's
great.
He's such a great human being. Let me say that.
I don't know him.
I will tell him you said hello. He is. When I say he is a great, just human being, I'm just so grateful. I said Instagram changed my life, and that's part of it. He is a great, he's a community organizer by day. And so like Black Food Fridays is like something that he does like basically on the side, right? But it needed to happen.
Yeah.
And he makes it happen. So he's coming to Detroit next week and he's like, Shy, I'm coming for the weekend. What are we doing? And I was like, bro, I got programming for you. We going to a baby shower. Like, bring me
to all the things. Take me to the christening. I want all of it.
Listen, we are gonna have a real Detroit
the blackest, dopest weekend ever. I love it.
Ever. And I got a pop-up in the middle of it. So it's gonna be, you are going to get the most Detroit experience that I could possibly do in 3 days. I will listen. I love it because you have to experience Detroit. I look at it as very much a community of creatives, right? Like whatever your medium is, if it's technology, if it's engineering, if it's food, if it's art, it is a community of creatives. It's music. It's Motown. Like really is what it is. And it's not unlike any other urban area, right? And then it's like they say so many things and you don't know nothing about Detroit.
At all.
Oh, the housing crisis. Let me explain something to you real quick about my city, okay? It was designed to house 2.6 million people. It never got there. In the height in probably like the 50s or 60s, it got to 1.6 million people.
Wow.
Right? So when the housing crisis happened, they were foreclosing on their second homes that they had for renters. My generation comes out of a home. I mean, comes we're homeowners. You know what I'm saying? Like it was the middle class.
Right.
We had a real black middle class
Yep.
in Detroit. So it's not it's not what you think. If you got mom and dad working at the plant, you very much grew up with them making six figures in the home.
Absolutely.
And if they didn't go to college, they were able to provide you with a college education.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, talk to somebody else about my city.
Exactly. And read up on that history, white flight, like
hello.
All like
my mom
Detroit is not what it is just because.
Because my mom was 18 when the riots happened. She sat there and she was like, she sat on her roof and watched like the tanks roll down the street. And she was like, Shy, like it's something like I've never could have imagined seeing anything like
and
that.
it's like if you go visit, and yes, you're still going to see areas with dilapidated, homes. That is remnants of history.
It's literally like like they just never did anything.
They never did anything.
They took their insurance money and they went and developed the suburbs with it, and then you left it to the Negroes here after. So in Detroit, we also had a black community very similar to Greenwood, Tulsa, and Rosewood, and Bronzeville in Chicago.
Yep.
We had the Black Bottom.
Wow.
So that's where my mom is born.
Wow.
She was born in the Black Bottom. And what they did was they destroyed that community to build a freeway. And guess what they're doing now? Now they want to destroy the freeway to build a community.
Wow. Wow. Backwards.
All the way backwards. All of the way backwards. And it's like, okay, what do you do? What do you do?
Go visit Detroit.
Go visit Detroit.
The Black history in Detroit is it's just incredible.
It is. It's a wonderful place. And it is a wonderful, people are kind of not talking about, oh, Detroit is kind of a food city, or it's starting to become a food city. And I kind of feel like it's always been a food city. I think we are the blackest city in the country right now. I think
y'all.
It teeters between us and Memphis, but it's really us.
Yeah, and y'all are much larger than Memphis.
We're much larger. I know it's over 85%.
Yeah,
it's over 85%. But also within Detroit and the metro area, we house the largest Arab community outside of the Middle East. Right?
You do. Yes, you definitely do.
So it's like I grew up eating Lebanese food, like I grew up eating soul food.
Wow.
And then within Detroit city limits, there are two other municipalities.
Yeah.
There's Highland Park and Hamtramck.
I was going to say Highland, and it's kind of like it's in Detroit.
It's in
Detroit. Detroit is so uniquely set up. Like it is like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
But they have their own mayor. They have their own police force. All of that. Own library.
And they're not Detroit.
And they're not Detroit.
They're in Michigan.
They're in Michigan. They're sitting right there.
But they're in Detroit.
But it's so weird. And then, but Hamtramck houses, I think it's like over 185 different ethnicities and or nationalities within their like 2 square miles. So both of these places are no more than 3 square miles.
Oh my goodness. I was looking at some geography like a couple of years ago, Detroit. It's just amazing to look at.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then within this, like, so you have any kind of like cuisine from Bangladeshi to like Eastern European. And we grew up with this,
Absolutely.
so like you'll see a lot of Mediterranean influence, like in a lot of our food. We have a lot of Mediterranean influence. We did Taste of Vale last year. So we're going to Taste of Vale. I know they gonna want fried chicken and caviar. We ain't giving it to them. And she's always like, Shy. I'm like, I know. We're doing Mediterranean. We're gonna give them a black eyed pea hummus plate. That's what we're gonna do.
Ooh.
Okay.
Perfect.
With lamb shank, and it was delicious, and they loved it. And of course, like we're very much aware at this point. We're always aware of who we are, what our brand is, But the ethos behind that is like these black girls we also do other things. You know what I'm saying? And
sure.
oftentimes when you're a Black chef, people expect you to do soul food. Not that we don't love it, not that it don't nurture us, not that it don't feed our soul and everything else. But like my good friend Maria, like I told you, Maria Russell, she won the Michelin star. She was doing Japanese food. We are not a monolith.
At all.
We are not a monolith. We can do so many things.
It's still gonna be soul food at the end of the day.
At
When
the-
we touch it, it
Hello.
don't matter what it is.
Listen, can I tell you? It's somebody grandmama with
Somebody
somebody grandmother was. Listen, the ancestors were with us. Listen, 'cause if I don't do it, if I don't make that pecan pie like my grandmama told me to do, it's gonna be a problem. I know it. Like my arm gonna like seize up or something like that. Like, listen, little girl, told you, I told you. I did a custard one time because like one of my favorite things that my mom makes is a sweet potato pie. So I did like a buttermilk and sweet potato panna cotta. You know what I'm saying? But I had to make it taste like my mama's sweet potato pie.
She did.
And she had it and she was like, okay, this'll work. Thanks, Mom.
You got approval.
I got approval. Because that lady, she don't play about me and she don't play with me.
You know, a Black mama.
I'm like, Mama, she ain't no joke.
Oh my
People meet
goodness.
Marilyn, but I know Pinky. Two totally different people.
I thank you for, I love this conversation so much. You know, food, fried chicken, caviar, you know, luxury, and just giving some history of Detroit, which is, I just always get giddy about. And I'm just hope, you know, the audience, you know, just loves just everything that you just, you know, communicated with us. So thank you so much for that, because it just all just blends. But not but going back to the garden, are there any you know, spring is popping. I think it's officially spring, right? Yeah, mine's all over the place. Are there any like spring garden produce influences that are like popping up, or anything kind of like rotating through your mind in terms of like, okay, what are some menus gonna be looking like next? What's
So
coming out the
last
garden?
year we did a thing that was really cute. So we grew tomatoes. We grew all different kinds of tomatoes, but none of them were red.
Oh,
None of them were red.
Okay.
And that was very intentional because we wanted to put something in front of people that, again, they're familiar with. But do you know all of these different varietals of it and the different flavors? Some taste a little, they're sweeter than others. Some are a little bit more citrusy. They're good with salads or they're good cooked. You know what? We grew a lot of cucumbers. So I get excited about that. And do you know, like I did a pickle class because I did not realize that I had to explain to so many people. It was befuddling to me that like a pickle is a process, not a plant. And people are like, I hate cucumbers. You hate cucumbers? Okay, cool. You like pickles? I love pickles. Babe, let me tell you something. You like cucumbers. You like, what? Because we would go and like take our take our produce and stuff like that. Because we would sell it at farmers markets also. And I'm like, I'm looking for some pickles. Y'all ain't got no pickles? I'm like, I can make you some pickles, babe, but it's absolutely a process. It's not a plant. Right now, we're still kind of cleaning up some stuff. We do have some seedlings and whatnot, like our collards and bok choy, and some herbs and stuff that we're getting ready to plant this month. And next, we're doing some community days, and then we're gonna have like a little cookout, like a welcome to summer cookout. So that's what's on the docket right now.
that sounds fun. Oh goodness, I love that. Again, I need to go visit the garden. So, and no red tomatoes. Y'all are just be up to everything over there.
I
Y'all be
solemnly,
scheming over there.
listen, I
Like, we
solemnly
gonna get
swear
them.
that I'm up to no good.
That's what it is. Up to no good.
Up to no good. Up to no,
That's a t-shirt for y'all, please.
up to no good. I am the problem. Oftentimes you'll hear
Trying
if
to
you
get their partner. We got tomatoes, but we're not giving them no.
We're not giving them red
tomatoes.
we can give them some black ones.
Yes.
We give them some black ones.
Purple.
Often, if you with me and Nick, often you'll hear shine or what? Okay, so let me explain. Let me explain.
Oh my gosh, you're a hoot, and I love it.
I try to be. Like Nick is she's a career culinarian.
Okay.
And so like me being kind of like the noob and stuff like that, she's like, Shy, you can't do it like this. You gotta do it like that. I'm like, sure, maybe.
Up to no good.
Up to no good. I solemnly swear I'm up to no good.
Oh man. We're gonna close out in a bit, but I do have another question for you. How do you hope your work through Fried Chicken and Caviar shifts the narrative about Black chefs? And when I say ours, I'm not a chef. Well, maybe in my mind sometimes. But how do you hope that your work shifts the narratives about Black chefs and our place in the food world?
So again, right? So like I was telling you, innately, automatically, people expect us to come and to do soul food, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love it and eat it frequently, but it's also like I think what it is we cook based on where we grown up. Okay, so the food that you get from us is Detroit influence. It's not necessarily just our African American influence. It's more the Great Migration influence and where we are in Detroit and the communities that are within Detroit, and that it's our experience. I think that's more of where we get our influences from and how we design our dishes. We do so in Detroit. There's kind of like it's a franchise, but it's a Coney Island, right? And so it's like it's a diner. It's nothing like super special or anything like that, but everybody has their favorite Coney Island. And so we do our version of it, and it's called Phony Coney, right? So it's chili dogs, it's chili cheese fries, it's Greek salad. Like these are the staples that you would get there. But we take it and we do like a lamb chili dog on a brioche bun. You know what I'm saying? So like this is Detroit. It's still very much a Detroit experience, but like the influence of we're bringing in lamb, so we're bringing in like the Mediterranean influence of our Detroit experience. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I think that we're kind of shifting the narrative, because it's not necessarily just that we are Black women, and we absolutely are Black women, but like fully encompassing our full experience as Black women, and then putting it on a plate in front of you.
Lamb chili?
Yeah, girl.
What?
It's fire.
What?
Listen, the streets love it.
Shy, don't make me. I ain't ate meat since 2009. Stop.
Yeah. Ain't gonna, ain't gonna
See, I don't know. Up to no good.
up to no good. I totally swear I'm up to no good.
Oh my gosh, Shy, it's been a joy to speak with you. What is on the hopper, for the next couple months?
For the next couple of months.
Detroit about to be, well, Detroit always
Baby.
popping, but it's really about to be popping, honey.
Baby. So we got some pop-ups coming up. We're going to be doing something. We don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo, but we do drink tequila on the 5th.
Hello. Cheers.
So we're going to be doing a pop-up on May 5th at our favorite little spot. So there's a place that we kind of like, we feel like we kind of grew up together, because when the bar opened, it was like one of the few places that we popped up at. And so we stay there. We do something with them monthly. So it's at Two Birds. And then another pop-up has reached out to us. They're based in Ann Arbor. So we're going to be doing something like around Juneteenth with them.
Okay.
And
in Ann Arbor? Like
in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. Ann Arbor.
So
a cute, quaint, it's a college town.
It's a cute, quick
And
college.
a lot of us there.
It's
At all.
not. And the pop, they do biscuits, and it's these white boys doing biscuits, okay?
They got good food out
They
in Ann
got
Arbor.
good food.
Great food out in Ann Arbor.
Listen, and so they're going to be doing biscuits. We're going to be doing chicken. And there may be bubbles involved. It's going to be
Chicken, biscuits, and bubbles.
Listen, honey. And then we also, there's this organization, it's the Love Building, and they've invited us to be a part of their inaugural cohort. They've started this thing, it's called the Container. And so it's a months long situation. They've called us in for a focus group a couple months ago and just asking what they could do to support us, and because what they want to do is to keep more talent in Detroit. And so they've started this great initiative, the Container. And so they've done 4 pillars. It's food, music, art, and fashion.
Ooh.
So it's 3 businesses within each pillar, and then once a month, one from each pillar takes over and does. They have an event called Love at Night. So we'll be doing a Love at Night event, and then we'll be doing more stuff with them throughout the summer, and then we all come together and do like a big event. So we're really excited about that, and they've partnered with a local radio station that's kind of doing like some some other things, some really cool things that I don't know if I could talk about just yet, but it's gonna be a good time.
Yo, who's down for a Detroit summer?
Me! and we're bringing our friends, Chef Lana Lagomasini. Sometimes I can't say it all the time, but she's on Top Chef right now.
That's awesome.
And our friend Jasmine Johnson, we did a dinner with them with Rethink Food back in December. So we brought 313 to the NYC. Now the NYC is coming to the 313, and we'll be doing that in August. So it's gonna be a lot.
Shy, what are some of your, I know I said I was wanting this, but I promise. In a few moments, conclude. When I have fun conversations, they just keep going on and on. What are some of your favorite food cities?
My favorite, Charleston, South Carolina. I think right now is like numero uno.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I have never had a bad food experience in Charleston, South Carolina.
Wow. Never been to Charleston. Need to go. On my
We've
list.
done Charleston Wine and Food like several times. So
Okay.
like we've been a part of the festival. So that's always
Yeah.
amazing. But just
Yeah.
like we also go out in the community and try like local fare.
Of course.
And it's great.
Yeah.
It is really, really good. That's definitely one of my favorite food cities. New York, always.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, always.
Yeah.
Chicago is also great.
Yeah.
And they're my neighbors to the west.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto also has a very, like, interesting food
Okay.
scene, too. You know,
Okay.
it's a lot of Caribbean food, a lot of East African food.
Okay.
That's that way. And it's only, like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it's not that far from y'all.
Yeah.
Canada's your next.
It's drivable, 100%, yeah. And DC.
Yeah.
DC, I love the DC food
Yeah,
scene.
yeah. I have mixed feelings about DC, you know.
It
People know
goes-
that. People know that. I got mixed feelings now.
It's a you know, but it exists.
It exists. It exists. Now, there's some great spots here. I got my spots, but Baltimore is my scene when it comes
Yeah,
to food.
Baltimore is
hands down.
Yeah, Baltimore is
Yeah,
fire. Yeah,
I had to ask you that. I did. So thank you.
I love
for sharing.
Baltimore.
Yeah. Baltimore. But I love Baltimore. It's another one of my favorite cities. So, period. Awesome. Hi, this has been so great. Thank you so much for chatting
you
with
for
me and visiting me. And, I hope your weekend in DC has been nothing short of amazing.
Yes.
So, where can folks find Fried Chicken and Caviar?
So you can find Fried Chicken and Caviar. We are on Instagram and we are on Facebook at Fried Chicken and Caviar _ You can find me at CWCEEDUBBAYEW. It's my initials. Or you can follow Wildflower Hospitality on Instagram, on Facebook. We're everywhere.
Awesome. That's dope. Y'all heard her. All right, y'all. We're going to be in Detroit this summer. We're going to get it in.
Come in and say what up, though.
What up, though? Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Peace. Thank you for listening to Edible Activists. You can find today's episode on Spotify, iTunes, and Simplecast, and follow along on all social media platforms at Edible Activists for updates. Want to support this platform? You can do so by purchasing our commerce or connecting with me about media partnerships at www.edibleactivist.com. In the words of Baba Tariq Adunu, there is no culture without agriculture. Peace.